1 a.m. in the morning here, so I'm not sleepy. Is all I can say. How are you?
Nice. I'm good. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. here, so well rested.
So thank you so much for being with us in Animated Times. It's lovely
Yeah,
to have you, Jovan.
I appreciate it. Yeah, likewise. Thank you for taking the interview.
I mean, yeah, thank you for like responding to the mail and yeah, like just working it out all together. My next question is, where do you see exactly like see Shazam in the entire DCEU, like the extended universe? Where does Shazam, according to you, stand in the grand scheme of things?
Like in what sense? Like just as a character, or
Yeah, like a character,
power
basically.
level?
The way, I mean, I don't want to compare it with Marvel or how they have built a shared universe, but basically,
Yeah.
yeah, trying to ask where does Shazam like fit in the grander scheme of DCEU?
I mean, I personally would say top 10. Top 10 characters for sure. There's a lot of cool villains in the DC side of things, which is another thing that's like its own list in itself. But for heroes, I would say he's definitely top 10. He's up there with Superman, Batman, and the Flash. Flash is obviously one of my favorite characters, so I'm gonna be partial to putting him a little bit higher. But
You must be excited. You must be quite stoked about the new Flash movie that's coming in, right?
Oh
And
yes, very
all
much
the all
so.
the all the rumors around it that the amount of characters that it's gonna have Ben Affleck returning. We'll have Michael Keaton Batman. So how
Yeah,
excited are you for that? Being a Flash
I
fan.
mean, right? Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I mean, I watched the series too, and that's pretty dope. I would say, like, you know, I'm excited to see what Andy comes up with. The director, he's
Yep.
he's really good at handling those kinds of projects. Um, ones with big shoes to fill. So yeah, it'll be sick.
So is obviously talking about the role of Pedro in Shazam. How did the audition come along? How did you get the role? How did it all come along? I mean, you have
Um,
been. I think you have been doing. You were there as a Brick Spec best friend Troy on one of the series, the middle. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Right. So, how is the auditions for Pedro, and how did it come along?
I was in the middle of, I believe, what they call pilot season. So a lot of uh, TV series and movies were just auditioning back to back and really um, looking for people at a greater like a number than like other days of the month. But basically, there was a excuse me a big spike in auditions, and I had, I believe, three or four that same day for other projects and stuff. But I got the script, of course, what they sent me, which was sides, for the first audition, and it was very vague. They didn't really give too much of a description of what the character was or the origin or who was producing it. Really, all they said was it was Untitled New Lines project. So obviously that's a big company and they do a lot of great films. So obviously I took it. I auditioned for two things that day, and this one was my third audition of the day. Back when you could go in person and actually audition. So
You
yeah,
you
it was
you
pretty.
you actually miss those times when you have to actually leave your home and like go for your auditions.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom doesn't miss the gas and spending money on that, but I do miss it a lot just because it was more of a connection with the writer or director because you're right in front of them. And
Um, I was just going through your basically just doing my homework before the interview. You were also into rapping, weren't you? Or are you still into rapping?
yeah. I mean, I've been doing that since I was, I believe, 14 or around there. I picked it up, and you know, a producer friend at the time had a couple beats that he just wanted me to practice with. He sent them to me, and I just started working on it. All it takes is practice, and you can definitely achieve things.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. So the first audition, it was very vague. it said in the script something about Black Lightning. So all I could really think of was a couple characters because I'm very aware of a lot of heroes. I was like, it's either Shazam, it's Flash, or somebody else that throws lightning. So I basically didn't hear anything for about a month, and then I got a call saying we want you to come back for a callback with the director in the room, and I was like, whoa, okay, sounds good. So I showed up earlier, which I usually do for callbacks, especially. I showed up like 30 minutes earlier. They wanted me to rehearse it or practice it rather with the casting director first. So I went in with them. They gave me some direction on what they were expecting. And then I went ahead and, waited for like 5-10 minutes, went inside the interview room, saw David, introduced myself. He introduced himself as well. And then I did my take on it, my read. He liked it. He obviously didn't show too much because he's a very serious person, very serious cat. So I wasn't too sure what to take from that. I was like, was he impressed? Did I suck? So I just kind of, took it as I saw it. And then he gave me some directions. He told me, how about we take this another way? Because obviously Pedro doesn't have too many lines in the first one. So there wasn't too much for me to go off of. I had maybe like 3 lines in the audition room. So he said, why don't we just do an interview? Let's say you are the character and you're in your room and I'm asking you a bunch of questions. I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. So we did it, and I basically, acted like how I would as a kid because I was very shy growing up. So I was like, yeah, hi, my name's Pedro. I'm just chilling. And he was like, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? And I said what I actually like to do in real life, and what any kid my age would probably say is, I play video games, Call of Duty mostly, So I said that, and I said some other funny things. He gave me like one chuckle, and I was like, yes, that's all I needed.
One chuckle and you got the role.
Yeah. So then it ended it. He said, thank you for coming. We'll be in touch. And then I left the room. There was another kid reading for one of the other roles. I think it was for Billy or Freddie. I fist bumped him.
You must be what, 19 at that time, or 18?
Ooh, I was 17. So I was still
17.
Yeah, I just turned 17.
Just goes on to prove how bad I'm at guessing, but okay. 17.
Right. So like right after we finished filming the first Shazam, I turned 18 as soon as I got home, basically. So that was interesting. That was my last project as a minor.
So how ecstatic? I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was 17, if I was getting a role in a film like Shazam, like growing up, I've read a lot of Shazam comics. So I would have been like gone bonkers. So what was your reaction? What was 17-year-old Jovan reaction when he got the role finally?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same. I was at Costco.
Like were you a DC fan? Were you a DC fan before?
Yes, very much so. Me and my friends, I believe first week we went to go watch Batman vs Superman in theaters. We watched, all kinds of Batman movies. I've seen all 3, the trilogy and all that. They're all great. My mom loves them too. But I actually knew about Shazam because I played Injustice: Gods Among Us, the first game, on PS4. And I believe it was on PS3 before, maybe. But on the PS4 is where I played it a lot with some of my friends, or PS3. I played it with one of my friends. He taught me all kinds of combos for different characters. I believe I mained 2 characters. I mained Zod and Shazam. Those were my 2.
Yeah, I'm getting back to my question. I mean, talking about all the films that I personally liked where the acting of the kids stood out for me. Like, a movie which has kids and the acting stood out for me. I would like term Stranger Things than Shazam, right? So how is the overall atmosphere around the set having so many kids? And I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of BTS stories, fun stories to share. So I'd love to hear a couple of them.
Yeah, the first film, it was a big blast. I mean, we were all pretty much kids. We were all young, so we just had a lot of energy. We were visiting all kinds of places. We went to museums, art spots, all kinds of different things. The Toronto Tower. We tried poutine, which is interesting. Um, yeah, I on my own went to a concert out there, Jeezy, which is pretty fun. Um, there's a lot of things to do out there. I mean, I've never been to Canada or Toronto, so it was fun. Uh, we also went on a trip that Zach and the production team put together for us. They took us to go see Ready Player One in their theater that they had like for test screenings and stuff. So that was pretty sick. And then after that, we went over to like some random spot in the woods where they have like maple pancakes that are like freshly made. It was really good. It was bomb. Then they had like a maple farm with like trees that we can go inside of, see how they extract the maple, and then they would freeze it and turn it into little lollipops. It was pretty sick.
On the set, did you get to meet Helen Mirren?
Yes.
How was the experience? I mean, she's the best thing. According to me, she's the best thing that has ever happened to Hollywood. After I think Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. But yeah, how was working around her? How was just being around her? How was meeting her?
It was great. I mean, she obviously is iconic in her own way. She has years and years of knowledge and stuff like that. So in order to be in the same room, it requires you to have a lot of respect and, be on your P's and Q's and stuff. So I said, it was a great honor to meet you and stuff like that. She shared with me a little bit of knowledge, which I'll hold to myself for a while, forever probably.
How do you actually, according to you, like you working in the DCEU, where do you exactly see DCU progressing in the scheme of things? Would we like see all the heroes coming again together as another sequel to Justice League soon, or is it going to take time? Because things are quite uncertain out there at DC. So like, what's your take on that?
I mean, I personally don't know. I mean, I don't know what their map is for following movies and stuff. I know that they are interested in, more stuff for Shazam and stuff like that. So who knows? I mean, I'm pretty much, my knowledge is the same as yours. I see the news articles and stuff, stuff that IGN posts or other review channels. So I would say, I hope, that there's some kind of Justice League where we pop up or something. That'd be kind of sick, but who knows?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see. One director that you would love to work alongside?
I don't know if it would ever happen, but Quentin Tarantino, obviously, that'd be kind of sick. I mean, he's epic.
We've covered most of the questions that I had in my mind related to Shazam, and I wish you all the best for Shazam Fury for the Gods. I hope it does wonders and it does better than the first one. And I have high expectations from the movie myself. And how excited are you for it?
I'm hoping that it gets a 10 out of 10 and everyone loves it.
I'm pretty sure everyone would. And thank you once again, Jovan, for doing this and for being with us and sharing all the wonderful stories. It was really, really, really nice to have you with us.
Likewise, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And I hope that I was a good host and you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.